Hey, what is going on? I am Face. This is the Face Station. We are taking a look at Wrecking Ball's achievements. Wrecking Ball, pretty fun little Hammond guy. Took a little getting used to. But this first achievement, Strike, the footage very fast. Very, very fast. In order to get it, you have to knock back 4 enemies in 2 seconds. Not too difficult to do as long as the other team's grouped up, and you've gotten used to how to use the grappling claw, not a grappling hook. The grapple claw, if you attach it to a thing and you kind of spin around it or spin under it, it speeds you up. You turn into a flame ball, and at that point you hit the enemy team. They get knocked back like, I don't know, 7 meters, something like that. And then you just got to get 4. We'll talk a little bit more later on about the best ways to kind of get used to using the grappling ball, but that's the footage of me getting that. The grappling hook for me was the hardest part, so like I said, there's a little bit of time later in the video to kind of discuss the grapple claw and how to best utilize it, or at least the things that I kind of picked up on while using it. I played for about an hour, not completely super efficient with Hammond, Wrecking Ball. Achievement number 2, Adaptation gets you the pixel spray. Adaptation is utilizing his adaptive shield. Normally when you hit E, if there's no enemies around, you get a 100 armor. If that armor lasts about 7 seconds, or obviously until the enemy, hits you and you lose it by taking damage. The little ball symbol that you see bouncing up somewhere between 0 and 6 that's next to health, that tells you how many enemies are around you in a 7-meter radius. For every enemy in that radius, when you hit E, you get an extra 100 adaptive shield. So in theory, you could get up to 700 adaptive shield if you maximize it to full teams around you when you hit E. In the perfect scenario, you would only have to use your adaptive shield 3 times, get a full 700 each time, and the team has to do that full 700 damage to you. 7, 14, 21. Hey, I can do arithmetic. Math? Yeah, 7, 3, 21. I'm so good. I had to double check that. I had to double check that math with the calculator. Anyway, the one problem is if you die, it starts over. You have to get the full 1500 in 1 life. So, you might want to be defensive. In this clip, you're going to see me being very defensive. If I did not want to lose and have to start over my 1500, I was being a little bit more defensive and doing engagements like this where it's one dude, so that's about 200 if he shoots me. But it can go faster, is the moral of the story here. So this is going to be a long clip, like I said, because I want to show you that I did all this without dying. There will be a couple spots where we kind of speed through some stuff because there's no action going, but I wanted it to be a cutless clip. I think that's the technical term. It's not the technical term. But let's take a little bit of time and talk about the grappling claw and how to best utilize it, the things that worked out for me. I am by no means super good at it, but I'd like to try to give some tips based on my experience that maybe help you guys figure it out a little bit faster. Getting used to the grappling hook is going to take a little bit of time. The way I did it there, putting the grappling claw directly above you and just swinging forward, I think is a good starting point. You can kind of get used to letting go at the right time. And you have a little bit of time in that speed mode, maximum speed fire mode, to run into some dudes. So getting used to exactly how long you stay at max speed, getting used to how quickly you need to let go to get that momentum going, could be beneficial. You saw there we were doing a spin around thing. Spin around thing may be a much easier way to get this achievement. You find some pillar, maybe even the payload, when the team's trying to get it or you're trying to take it, and just spin around in circles. If they clump up for you and you run into them, you may be golden. That might be a great way to get the achievement. One thing extra to mention is the grapple hook. You can adjust how far away you are from a pillar or the payload. You can increase it. I think the max distance is 7 meters, but you can get a little bit closer, and that can help you make an adjustment to be able to go through a doorway or be able to spin around a payload without running into something. Hey, there's an achievement. That is not the achievement we're here for. It just kind of happened. This is my second account. I wanted to get you guys some nice clean footage. I did pick up both these achievements just streaming. If you guys are curious about seeing the Let's Do It Live gaining of the achievement, I will link those in the description. You guys can take a look if you want. I'm just happy you guys are watching this one, so don't feel any obligation to do so. But this is my second account that doesn't have all the achievements, so I was bouncing around being defensive enough, taking enough damage. I was able to pick up that, I don't even know what it's called, but it's you heal yourself a certain amount. If you're having trouble getting that one, I guess this also will help you get that achievement. Hammond gets pretty tanky. I could probably have been a lot more aggressive with some of these engagements. Like I said, I was just trying to be defensive because I did not want to die and have to start over. If you get up to like 1250 block damage and then you die, feels badman. Feelsbadman.jpg. You're gonna, wish you had just been a little more defensive. But I have been able to go into some encounters. His health is already 500 plus 100 armor, so that's 600 plus another 700 adaptive armor. You got 1300 armor / health. He's super tanky, so you can get into some pretty dire situations and get out unscathed. So I hope this helps you guys get these achievements. Let me know what you think. Feedback is always happy to have. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, all the things that we're supposed to say at the end of YouTube videos. And we'll see you guys next time. Later.